Hey YouTube, today is December 15th, 2016, and I'm going to try and post this video today, but I may not be able to put it up today. I may put it up on a different date. I just wanted to post this situation that I had late September, around September 29th, and I heard the sound of a trumpet. So just to tell you, the night before I heard it, with my children, since I had the other dream of the obstacle course with my kids, I try and stay on top of my kids and monitor, if they are using too much internet or watching TV or anything like that. We don't even watch TV anymore. And occasionally I will allow them to have their phones, to talk to their friends and things like that. But I'm really trying to keep them away from spending too much time on their phones or on the internet or on social media or anything like that. So I don't want them to have a dependence on those types of things. So I usually take their phones from them. So this particular night, I had taken everyone's phone, and we all went to bed. Now I don't leave any. I don't actually have TVs plugged up at all in my house. So there were no TVs, no radios, and the house was still, it was completely quiet. My daughter, my oldest daughter, she's 17, she came into my room when I was sleeping, and I'm kind of a light sleeper. So when someone enters, I guess the shift in the energy wakes me up. I always can feel when someone's in my room. So when she walked into my room, it was probably in the late 4 o'clock hour, maybe like 4:50 something, or like a little after 5 o'clock. She walked into my room, and it woke me up. So I kind of turned over and saw that she was looking at her phone. So I asked her, "So what are you doing?" She was like, "Oh, I wanted to see what time it is because she wanted to make sure that she didn't oversleep." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll let you know when your alarm goes off. I'll wake you up." And so, she left out of my room, and I turned back over to go to sleep. Now I'm barely awake, but I'm awake. And I mean, it will be just like easy for me to just fall back asleep because I'm still very sleepy, and I'm half asleep. So I turn over, and I'm, getting comfortable, and I'm laying there dozing off. And the next thing I know, I hear the sound of a trumpet. And I know that I didn't imagine this sound because I always assume the sound of a trumpet, like a heavenly trumpet, like for the rapture or something like that, would sound more like a shofar. But this didn't sound like a shofar at all. It actually sounded more like a fanfare, like a royal fanfare. It was more like bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum, loosely. It was something like that. And so when I heard it, the first thing I did was I sat up in my bed, and I started looking at every phone to cut off the alarm because I thought maybe one of my kids had that as an alarm. So I looked at every single phone, including my own phone, and none of them had gone up. None of them had any notifications. None of them had any alarms, anything like that. The sound was loud enough for me to sit straight up. So I then called to my daughter. I kept calling her because I felt like she just left like less than a minute ago out of my room. So I'm calling to her and calling to her, and she's not answering. So I get up and walk in her room, and she's in her bed, sound asleep. At this time, it's probably, I don't know, maybe like about 5:20. So I guess some time did go by, but it went by. It felt like in a split second. And so I walked into my other daughter's room. She's asleep. My sons are asleep. My house is completely quiet. So then, I checked all the phones again, and no notifications, no alarms. My alarm doesn't sound like that. So I was kind of confused. So I just sat there and pondered for a second. What was that? The sound that I heard, and I was like, okay, it was the sound of a trumpet, like a fanfare. And so there's nothing in my house that would make that sound. And I thought it was kind of odd. So I was like, did I hear this in the spirit? Because I was not asleep. I wasn't asleep. I was still awake, and I was sort of dozing off, but I was not asleep. And I heard this, but it was so loud. Sometimes when you hear things in the spirit, it's so loud. you have to think for a second, did you hear that in the spirit? Or did you hear that in the natural world? And I suppose it was in the spirit. It was very brief. And so, I kind of sat on that for about a week. And I just, thought, I heard the sound of trumpets. And, it was in the spirit. So I wonder what was about to start. And so, after about a week, something just told me to go online and look and see if anybody else had heard trumpet sounds, because I was more interested in knowing if they heard it like a shofar or if they heard like a fanfare, because I thought the fanfare was very strange. So I was, searching different things on YouTube, and came across a video where there was a guy maybe from about 4 years ago where he heard the sound of trumpets as he was coming out of a dream. And he was a musician, so he tried to replicate the sound. And the sound that he did was very, very close to what I heard. It was more of a fanfare and not a shofar. So I was leaving a comment from my other page on there, and I was just saying, wow, this is very close to, what I heard. It was very similar. I heard this a week ago. Today it was exactly a week. It was the following Thursday. So I was like, I heard this a week ago, and, I know that I didn't hallucinate this, or I wasn't dreaming, because I would imagine the sound of the raptured trumpets to sound like a shofar, and it didn't sound like that. It sounded more like a fanfare, like something was about to start, and like, I don't know, I don't really know. And so after I posted my comment, I just kind of scrolled down his comments to kind of see what other people were saying, and the comment right before mine was from a week earlier, and it was from a young lady, and she was saying that she heard that morning, which was a week ago, she heard the sound of a trumpet around the 5 o'clock hour, and it sounded very much like this guy, his video. So I thought that was amazing, that I was not the only person that heard this trumpet at the 5 o'clock hour that particular Thursday. So I'm not really sure what that means. It wasn't the rapture, because people were still here, but I'm not sure if that was, God letting us know that this is what it's going to sound like, or if it was something completely different going on, like something is about to begin, on earth. Things are taking place on earth, and things are about to begin, but the sound was definitely the beginning. It was something's about to start, like almost like everyone take your places, it's about to start. That was the sound. So I just wanted to share that. I hope that you guys find that encouraging. With everything that I post or anyone posts on YouTube, I ask that you pray for discernment, take it to the Lord, and let Him guide you with that. Of course, everything I say, filter that through the Word. As with everything that you hear, filter everything that you hear through the Word of God. And I thank you all for listening. God bless you, brothers and sisters. I love you, and I will post another video shortly. Thank you.